If you're overtrading is actually good, it means you're hungry. Of course, your P&L doesn't represent that. But here's the shift that you need to understand. You're not overtrading because you're weak, you're overtrading because you're money focused. And in this video I'm gonna show you how a stack of poker chips on your table will change your trading life forever. So when I started, I blew account after account because I couldn't stop taking trades. And I thought it was because I had no discipline. So I went through a whole rabbit hole of trying to improve my discipline and trying to put rules on myself, and then to an extent it definitely worked, but the real reason was that I was completely outcome focused. And I set up my P&L thinking only about one thing, which was making money. Making money to quit my job, making money to finally buy that Lamborghini Urus I was constantly looking at every single night. Because that's what hustle culture also tells us, that you need to envision your goals and look at your goals and constantly think about them. And to be honest with you, every red candle felt like I was losing, and every green candle felt like free money, like I was getting closer to my goal. And that is why most traders overtrade. It's not because they're addicted to clicking or because they're gambling or they don't know what they're doing. It's because they're addicted to the outcome, to that figure in their head that can become a reality and that dream that they always had. Now for me, to be honest with you, I don't know where it started. I don't know where I got outcome focused. I come out of a good family. I got a good upbringing. Not that we're rich, but definitely middle class. So I have literally nothing to complain. But still, when I was 5 years old and someone asked me, what do you want to become when you're older? I did not say I want to become a doctor or a lawyer or a soldier or a builder or whatever. No, I said I wanted to become rich. And when they asked me, how are you thinking about doing that? Remember, I was 5. I said, I don't know, but I'll become rich. And this is what I've always kept saying throughout my whole life. When I was 5, 10, 15, 20, this is what I always said. I will become rich no matter what. And to an extent, that ambition it's a very good fuel that will bring you very far. But as a trader, it is something very, very difficult to deal with. As literally the only goal that you have is the most outcome focused one that you can imagine to have. Buying all sorts of things that you don't need with your money. And I have to say, I turned 26 a couple of days ago that I got so mature and I literally couldn't care less about the money. And I noticed that when I got this mindset shift, it's something that I worked very hard on the last few years. But when I got this, my trading started to improve massively. And now still to this day, I'm doing everything that I can to improve my trading day by day by installing all sorts of things and hiring all sorts of people and working together with all sorts of people in my life. So overtrading, it's a symptom of being money focused, of being outcome focused. Now, what will enhance this feeling is when you're in a bad financial situation, when you hate your job, when you're dreaming too much. Okay, these 3 things. Now, in order to fix this already very quickly, is change these 3 things. Stop dreaming about things that are related to the outcome. It is good to dream and it's good to have big dreams, but don't obsess over it. Second thing is make sure you don't hate your job. That's the simplest fix. A lot of people, they think the fix to not hating my job is quitting the 9 to 5 and becoming a full-time trader. You're in for a hell of a ride. The fix is to change jobs to something that you do like. And then the first one, if you're in a bad financial situation, do everything that you can to fix it. Get a job, get an extra job. But I'm gonna keep it 100 with you because I'm not a Miami trader. I'm not trying to sell you the dream. Trying to do this with trading is gonna be very, very difficult. Not because you can't make money, not because you can't make it, because it is very difficult to make it when you're in a bad relationship with money. Now, if you have done that and you're still overtrading, of course it is very difficult to do this. It will take a lot of time. So something that you can do in the meantime is rewiring your brain into knowing that process is the cure. Focus on process because that is the cure. So a way how we can focus on process is by making it physical. And I've talked about this in previous videos already as well, but I want to do it again because it is something that I came up with myself. And later on someone noted out to me that it had been discussed in Atomic Habits. It was not in the way that I talk about it, but it is very similar. So poker chips. Why poker chips? I like poker chips. What you're going to use it for is, I want you to go over your data first and see how many trades you're taking on average when you have a very good week. Now for me, this is around 5 to 6 trades a week. So that means around 1 trade a day. So I have 6 poker chips right here on my table. And they lay here on the left of my screen. Now, as soon as I take a position, I put it to the right side of my screen and I leave it there. This means the left now has 5 chips left over and the right has 1 chip. When I take another position, I move it to the right. When I take another position, I and move it to the right. You keep on doing this until all of your chips are gone. Once they are all gone, you can't take any positions anymore. And the first few weeks that you're gonna try this, it's gonna be very easy to not do this. But I want you to be strong. And also when it starts getting hard, when you have used all of your chips, but you still feel that urge to take another position, is stay strong and look at your poker chips. You've used all of them, so you can't take another position. The moment that you're gonna ignore this rule, the moment that you're gonna give your brain room to ignore this rule, that's the moment it won't work anymore. So never ever break this rule, because then it will be powerful forever. Once you see your trades visually, you will stop clicking. It's the same with if you try to save money. For a lot of people, not for all of them, but for a lot of people it helps to withdraw the money instead of having it on your bank account. Because on your bank account there are just numbers. But in real life, it's physical, right? It's physical, you can hold it and it goes away from you once you spend it. And that's also the reason why they try to make it as easy as possible for you to spend your money. You have Apple Pay, you don't even have to do your PIN code anymore. When you make a transaction, it just goes with your Face ID or your fingerprint or whatever. It's so easy to spend money nowadays. And it's because you don't have any attachment to that money, because there are just numbers on a screen and it is gone so easily. Again, by making it physical, you will see there is a bigger gap between you and spending money. Because without something physical, your brain doesn't register limits and it feels infinite. Like there's always another click available. Oh, a next trade, or the next dollar that I spend. It doesn't matter, right? I have enough. And that's why overtrading spirals literally out of control, because there's no anchor to hold you back. Now, when you combine process focus with something physical, like the poker chips, you no longer obsess about the outcome, because you're only focusing on, okay, I have 3 more chips to play, and as soon as I take this position, one has to go to the right. So do I really want to take this position? Because then I only have 2 chips left. You see what I'm doing there? I'm not really focusing on the money that is attached to it. I'm focusing on these poker chips. And that's the thing, guys. Trick your brain. Because your brain, that voice in your head that is telling you, oh, we do have another trade. Oh, if we win the next one, I make back the money. Oh, the idea is so good, I need to be in. That voice doesn't have your best interest at heart. Listening, implementing systems that you can't breach using poker chips, for example, to make it physical, will make sure you stay within boundaries and you will not let that voice win. Create as much friction as possible between you clicking that button and that voice, because then you can finally start sticking to your plan. You can finally start becoming confident, and you can finally start to trade professionally. And that's how overtrading stops being your biggest downfall, and it will become your biggest teacher, because now you implemented a system that is rock solid and will help you in trading forever. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something from it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.